Oh, Jenny,
Oh, Heidi.
how are you feeling today? We're live already. I have to
Yeah,
go.
we are. We are.
Hello, everybody. So sorry we're late. I got stuck on a work call, and yeah, I'm a little under the weather. My allergies kicked up today, so I've been sneezing all day. How are you, Jenny?
I'm well, Heidi. Thank you for
Are you?
asking.
Good, good, good.
We're we are traversing quite nicely through this very heavy full moon energy. It's a really heavy one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe this is a full moon in Leo.
No, well, that's per the Westerners, but I go by, it's in Cancer. Makes sense, huh?
That explains an awful lot. Cancer,
Yeah.
dominion over the emotions, the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a rough one.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. It's in the nakshatra of Aslesha, the snake, the serpent. What I always talk about with you. We have yeah. So that's the nakshatra it's in, and I just did a show on Leak Project with Rex and kind of got into it a little bit about what this nakshatra is all about. So what do you have to say, Jenny? You go first because honestly, I just have been talking all day. I've done 1,000 readings today and I've worked. So go ahead, you start.
All right. Well,
let's talk about the train crash first of all.
Yeah, well, you know more about the train crash than I do at this.
So I find it awfully interesting that this happened. And, it's funny because I actually went to the Greenbrier a few years ago and I stayed there. And it's a really nice place. Underground, there's bunkers where I don't remember which president it was, but oh, here we go.
Yeah, that was me. It's okay.
No, we got that. We have that little troll guy, Dylan. Good old Dylan. Get him out of here, guys, please, quickly.
Bye,
all right.
Dylan.
See you later, Dylan. That's the guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Hey, y'all. Troll hunting.
Don't give him warnings. Just get him out. I'm not playing around today. I'm not in the mood. Okay. So, yeah, it's awfully interesting to me that, we were talking on Leak Project about President Trump's State of the Union. And then we were talking about, I was explaining how Rahu's in Aslesha, which is like extreme one way. K2's in Capricorn right now. K2's in Capricorn, extreme the other way. So there's a lot of like dividing, I'd say Aslesha is very more the liberal side, like the one side, okay? And the Capricorn's the other side. And not saying this to bring it into political parties, Capricorn's more conservative. So you've got K2, which is conservative in Capricorn, Rahu extreme in Aslesha, the taboo breaker, the rule breaker, the person that's going to step out of the boundary zones. So there is, it's an interesting divide. And then today, Mercury is also vehicles, trains, planes. Do you notice how many planes have been crashing and everything?
Yeah.
With this, I mean, planes, lots of thieves because a lot of theft. Had my scanner on, accidents, thieves, all kinds of crazy things. So it's definitely heating up. Yeah. What do you have to say, Jenny?
Well, I know a lot of people that the full moon always has this sort of, while every full moon has a different sort of energy signature accompanied with it, there's a definite common thread that connects all full moons, and that is the rawness of emotion and issues sort of bubbling to the surface that just we have no choice. It leaves us no choice other than to face these things and to deal with them. Quite namely, past traumas or patterns that we thought we had put to bed, things that we thought we had dealt with. Full moons have this really wonderful way of reminding us that we have not finished the work. What is it? What'd you see?
Nothing. It was something on my screen.
Oh, I thought it was a bug. The bugs love Heidi. They kamikaze every time she. So anywho, Trey Gowdy. What about Trey Gowdy? Are we talking about Trey Gowdy? What's up with Trey Gowdy? Did you watch the State of the Union last night, Heidi?
Yes.
I fell asleep. I'm not going to lie. I made it for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I enjoyed it. I thought there were a lot of
heroes. He was so positive. He was like the best speech he's ever gave. It was 100%, in my opinion, it was sincere. He had not acknowledged all the heroes. Like it was all about bringing people together. Let's make, amends. Everything was, I don't think it could have been any better. All the things he did. It was like they said on my news channel that I watch is One American News Network. And even on my news network, they said CNN said that he had a 75% rating, which is high for him on CNN, especially with all of his haters. So, yeah. So if you're new here, guys, sorry, we just like got into this because it's been a long, long day. So we wanted to make a video today just because there's a lot of new subscribers. This is Jenny Moonstone. She is a tarot psychic intuitive. I am Heidi Vandenberg, channel 27. I am a Vedic astrologer, life coach. So, I don't know what we're going to do today. Seriously, we were just like, let's just do a show. We got to do it on something. We'll figure it out as we go. We're going to talk about the eclipse. We're going to go through the signs at least and give you the next 6 weeks. So with an eclipse, people have a lot of hype over it. And, sometimes I felt them and sometimes I didn't. I can give you a few, for instances, what have happened. One time it was about this guy that I was dating and I kind of seeing. And oh God, if he's watching this is so embarrassing. So I flew him in from Dubai. He was this Italian guy. Well, I didn't fly him in. He flew in. Okay. And he was supposed to stay for 2 weeks. And Joni Patry did a compatibility reading on him. Okay. And she's like, I just don't think, and we Skyped and talked for months. Okay. And Joni goes, I just don't think you're going to really like him as much as you think you are, and he's just in this dasha, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh my God, this is what I said, actually. I was like, I got a compatibility reading on us. Apparently we were the worst compatible people. I said, so if that's not the case, I said, I'm going to become an astrologer. I swear to God, I said that. That would be so funny if he's watching. Well, he came here, 5 days. I had him out of here.
Oh, wow. See, she was right.
She was right. He was so, just, I don't even want to go there. He was just snooty and I couldn't take it. So, it wasn't my type. Really, yeah, he was he was bitching about the bread, about everything. So it was, and I met him on an eclipse. The point of this story was, this is what an eclipse does. It brings this, what you thought probably wasn't what you thought, or things get exposed, things come to the surface. Somebody you met before, right around the eclipse time. Actually, honestly, every person I've ever found or met around an eclipse, it's never worked out, and that this is exactly the story. So yeah, you meet somebody.
Would you say that there's a lot of disillusionment? What's really interesting about that is that the Moon Tarot card, whenever that card comes up, it's to indicate a type of fantasy or delusionment, or thinking that something, the concept of nothing is really as it seems. This, that card comes up a lot to indicate when somebody is being dishonest, or they are being very easily influenced by their emotions, and emotions will steer you wrong a lot of the time. So I think that eclipses and full moons are notorious for creating these circumstances, or at least creating, a sort of visibility of these circumstances to where you can, people start to act out. Okay. Yeah. So
I'm not saying it's always like that. The point is, this is how it's been for me in the past. And you have to think about this. Rahu and Ketu are my 1st and 7th house. The eclipse is Rahu and Ketu eclipsing, the shadows, either the moon or the sun. So when you have this eclipse, it's really shadowing the houses that Rahu and Ketu sit. 12th Jenny, 12th 6, Heidi 1-7, no matter where they sit in your chart. This is why eclipses definitely do affect people, I think, because So you have to just really, because you're under these heat of emotions because things are ramped up. I'm not like, things don't get like that for me anymore, but that's how it used to be before I knew these patterns and I knew how this affected me. Now, that's not the only thing it will affect. It's in your fourth and 10th, could have to do with your mother, your home life and career, so we're just giving you an example of where to look at, and you have to see where this sits in your chart. If it's in Aslacia, if you have any planets in Aslacia, you're going to feel a lot more. A lot.
Okay. So would you say that the full moons will affect people and the eclipses will affect people specifically based on where the moon is in their chart, or what is around the moon in their Vedic chart?
Yeah, it really depends on which house the eclipse is happening in. So like for me, this isn't a big one for me because it's in my 9th house. So I'm not really feeling this.
What house is it in mine?
Don't
answer that.
No, I'll tell you. Hold on. Fuck, why am I drawing a blank? Hold on. I'll tell you in 1 second.
Yeah, I was saying you should know this. Like
I know. I can't even think right now. My mind is like not thinking straight.
It's so funny.
No.
What we're trying to do is illustrate a point, okay? How Vedic astrology can help you to understand, and in some cases even anticipate what these astrological alignments are going to do for you, what they're going to bring up for you, what kind of karma you're going to be revisiting. And so in order, that could help you a lot to prepare yourself emotionally, physically.
Yeah. So this is this is happening in your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th house.
What's 5th house?
5th house is
spit it out, Heidi.
Intelligence, emotions, romance, speculation, business, kids. So your kids, children, stuff like that. Stock market, stuff like this.
Stock markets. Can I listen to me. Where I work, I have a lot of folks come in that are very business oriented. Okay, lots of business people. Lots and lots of people that work with the banks and the financial industry. And within a 30-minute span, I confronted 2 financial advisors about their thoughts on cryptocurrency. And both of them said the exact same thing to me. I was in a very confrontational mood today. And I said, so, hey, what do you think about cryptocurrency? They both said verbatim to me, I think cryptocurrency is a joke. I said, oh, yeah, well, I think you're going to be out of a job in about 5 years. You're going to own your life, bro. And they both thought it was funny. They probably thought I was like being like cute or whatever, but they don't realize I'm being dead serious. But I thought that was really funny because, 2 financial advisors, people that are run by the banking system, they've invested their entire livelihoods into it. They think cryptocurrency is hilarious and they don't take it seriously. I think the joke's on them.
Yeah. Well, I'll say that, this is also your 11th house. So, friends, coworkers, it's like your network, your groups, your circles. So that's kind of where it's affecting you. Yeah. So it's, just weeding out certain things, certain people. So, it doesn't always happen in those houses. I mean, it doesn't always affect everybody. It really just depends. Like I don't have any planets in my 9th house, so it really isn't affecting me. You don't have any planets in your 5th house. So if you have planets in these actual houses and like that's you're feeling it, or if they're in a significant house, like if it's happening, it depends on where Saturn is. It depends what transits you're running in general. So it's so much more than, it's going to affect me if I'm a Cancer,
Right.
But that's what an eclipse does. And it brings things to the surface. But I will say, I think this is an excellent time. And I know people say that, don't start anything during this and don't, I think I've never lived by that rule because I have a chart that I can't, if I lived by that rule, I could never start anything. So, because, I have the nodes in my 1st and 7th house. So I think it's a great time to start things and really put things into action, because with this being, in Capricorn and you're using your creativity, it's like, this is the time to really take things and get them moving into action. And if there's something you want, and if there's something that, that you want to change, now is the time to change it. And
Absolutely. I agree with you, Heidi. The one thing about, well, another thing about the full moons and eclipses, we know those are two totally different things, but what decisions that you decide to make around this period of time will affect the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So the actions that you take right now sort of plant the seeds for what's to come next. So that's why it's important to be thoughtful. It's important to do things, conduct yourself in a way that you feel is acceptable for you and your reality, not your mom and your dad's, not your significant other, but to you in your reality, because we all walk this path alone. I really believe that.
Yeah, we're born here alone, we die alone. So you can't get too, you can't get too attached to your ideas or your feelings to anything. You have to just, this is something I've learned to do, and it's really helped me get through so many things, because everybody has to lose things in their life. And during an eclipse, you will lose things a lot of the times, usually.
That which doesn't serve you anymore. And sometimes it can be extremely painful. And and that's something I've noticed all the time with these alignments, is that things just sort of fall away. And it's like you can either resist it and try to hold on, but you really can't fight the inevitable. If it's not meant to be there, the universe will show you in cycles these lessons. Nothing goes away until it teaches you what you need to learn. I know a lot of people, including myself, that deal with that. So you think that you figured something out, you think that you solved a problem, but it will resurface in your life in different forms, sometimes in the exact same form, year after year after year. And it doesn't matter. You can't fake it. You can't pretend forever.
Yeah. Well, and, if we talk about what this nakshatra is, and, the symbolism is the serpent, the snake. And if you take this and you look at it from what a snake is. Okay. So snakes, the reptilians, they say the clinging star. This is the star that attaches to things, squeezes it, something you don't want to let go of too. Like, this is one of those eclipses this is what a Aslasia is. It's all about transmutation. It's about change. It's about, if you have planets in Aslasia, you're definitely creative. Okay. But you're very goal oriented. You set your mind on something, whatever it is, you will rip heads off to get what you want. If this is prominent in your chart, so it's Aslasia is Hydra. That is the constellation that this is in. Hydra is one of the largest constellations, and Aslasia is the head of the snake. Okay, so, and this is poisonous stuff. It could be nuclear energy. I mean, when you look at it from the global standpoint as well. Now, cryptocurrency has a prominent planet in this. I just talked about this yesterday. So this is where the changes begin with it, is what I think. And it's going to have the upswing, because I'm seeing people say that in here. So, I think it's going to be definitely a change with the financial sectors and stuff as well. So it's all shifting. Everything's shifting. So don't, oh, look at this little freaking clown. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Right. With his head.
I almost added him as a moderator. That would have been a nightmare.
Oh, that would have been fabulous, Heidi.
Poor little child.
Oh, I wanted to tell everybody, just for fun, I feel so honored because I am now in the YouTube world a man.
So yeah, we're both transvestites, guys. Watch out.
I'm not even gonna go there. I was gonna say my penis is probably much larger than Heidi.
Oh God. Yep. But, sorry. That's a surprise. That's our eclipse surprise.
Right. That's our eclipse surprise. We both have schlongs. So it's really, really funny because I was just thinking to myself, that's how you know that we have really, we're starting to ruffle feathers, and we're starting to, sort of get ourselves out there in a really great way. Because once the people come out there and they're like, check out that Adam's apple, and she's a dude, I swear, man, check her out, man, she's a dude. That just warms my heart because I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty funny.
It is.
So a lot of people want to know, a lot of people want to know our thoughts on the train that got that with the accident. Okay. There are absolutely warring factions right now between the DNC, the GOP, and then everything else that we don't know about. We can't pretend that there are just two factions at war. We recognize the GOP and the DNC as two wings of the same bird. But do you know how many factions there are that are vying for the prize right now? We can't even pretend that we know what's really going on. But was it an accident? Absolutely not. I don't think it was accidental at all. What do you think, Heidi?
I don't know. I don't know enough to it's awfully weird. I mean, all the Republicans were on a train to the Greenbrier, which is, definitely a secret place that.
Tell us about the Greenbrier.
It looks like, okay, so I was there a few years ago with my friend when we were young. Her parents took us, and we were in high school, I think, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. And hold on, let me fix this. I don't know how you got unmodded. And it looks like The Shining. Not joking. It's like old school, like very it looks like The Shining, the rooms. I'm not joking. Maybe they fixed it by now, but it's pretty interesting. And you can go on a tour and they take you underground. There's a whole city underneath the Greenbrier. So I was there for like a really long weekend. And, I think that used to be a place where the government was, the government, I think might have been Nixon, or I had a whole class, but I forget what it was, to be quite honest with you. So
I'd be interested to know, and I'd like to hear from the chat right now. Why do you folks think that an accident or a strategic attack such as this?
Why don't we ask the rods?
Yeah, I want to know why. Were they en route to start to make some kind of a decision? Was it just purely, intimidation? What was it? Was it to sidetrack or derail, some kind of pending change that, the contending faction is uninterested in?
Okay, so start with a question. So guys, if you're new, never saw the rods, how this works is, don't be mean. They've been kind of feisty with me lately. They've been kind of
really?
Yeah. Just because they slept in a drawer for 2 nights.
Oh, you made them sleep in a drawer.
It was an accident too, and they're mad. They're like real moody with me. So
funny. I can't.
So how they work is if the answer is yes, they cross in. Okay. If the answer is no, they go out. So, and there's no buttons on them. You don't press them. It's just basically, how they work. Okay. So go ahead, Jenny, ask.
Was the attack on the train? Wait, hold on. You guys, I need help.
Okay. Was the attack on the...
Well, no, because we're calling it an attack right off the bat.
Okay, right.
Was
the accident today on the train?
Then we're suggesting we can't use the word accident. We can't use the word attack because both of those insinuate one or the other. Was the incident that occurred with the train full of Republicans a perpetuated attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it an attack by the opposition? Yes, guys, it was.
Okay. I mean, I don't think.
That's not really surprising. It's just. Are you surprised about that? No.
Right. Now, the thing about the rods, they're yes/no questions, but we would like to know who, and we would like to know why. These sorts of answers the rods cannot provide us with. This is about research and intuition and all of those awesome things. So, for what it's worth. But I don't think anybody is surprised at the fact that it was an attack. It was certainly strategic.
All right, let's do a few more questions for the rods while I have them out. Was the train another false flag? But somebody, I mean, well.
How about, can we anticipate a false flag attack within the next 2 weeks? That's what I'd like to know, because I feel one coming.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before, the closer and closer that we get to the storm. Okay. And I think we're really kind of in the middle of the storm. What?
Will the memo be released by Friday?
Wasn't it supposed to have been released already?
Well, Trump's got to sign it. It's sitting on his desk. Is Trump going to, that's tomorrow. So is Trump going to release the memo tomorrow? That was slow though.
Yeah, I mean, wait, what day is today?
Thursday. No, today's Wednesday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday. Oh
my God. Look at this, is bad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so by Friday. Will Trump release the memo by Friday? Yeah, but it's really slow.
Really slow.
It's like, yeah, maybe.
Was George Soros involved in the train incident yesterday? Okay.
I didn't even put my hands on them. Okay. Look, they're just moving.
Will Jenny Moonstone ever get the chance to fight Hillary Clinton, woman to woman, woman to creature? What's happening? What's it doing?
They're swinging down. No, look, they're saying no.
They're like, no, it's not going to happen. That's so funny. Will I ever get the chance to fight John Podesta? They're like, no.
Will you ever meet Donald Trump? Oh, no, they're not. Are you guys mad at me?
Yeah, they're like, these questions suck. Listen, I can say, you guys, I'm really sorry. I'm not entirely myself this evening. Yeah. My energy is very, very low. I'm sure you guys can sense it when I'm not my usual funky self. But hey, I'm only human.
Yeah. So, there's just many. Looks like it's going to be a fun night. Thanks for the donations, guys. This is my new thing with reading, because I didn't even say if we were going to do readings, and I don't know how I'm going to feel today to do readings. We're going to do all the signs, like I said, but I don't know if we're going to do readings. My new thing is, if you donate on the super chat and I don't do a reading or something, an extra card or whatever, I'm going to send you your PDF of your chart, and like a printout of some stuff that my software will print out, just so you have something, okay? Because I can't go back and chase around the super chats. It's really hard. Some of them go away. They go into an unknown box where I'm having trouble finding things that were over 60 days. So, okay. So what else is going on, Jenny? Tell me what else you're feeling.
Come on.
Why not? Why not? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
I don't even know who.
I know, right? I don't even know who's playing.
I do not care. It's contrived. I believe that a lawyer, or some kind of a lawyer who's very high powered, very well known, mentioned that the Super Bowl was rigged and they found him dead. You know what I mean? I hope I'm not doing him an injustice by getting his title wrong. I really don't know what his name or what he did. All I know is that I've seen this article like 5 times and it was confirmed. And so, the whole thing is contrived. It's a distraction. And I'll be completely honest with you. And people are going to get mad at me. But if you are still in 2018 so pumped up and excited about the Super Bowl, to the point where you are blindly not asking questions, and you spend hours of your time asking questions about these, not even asking questions, just interested in these players and these plays. Listen, to each his own, whatever, some people are extremely passionate about the sport of football, playing football, the athletic part of it, totally different story. But I believe that football is a political thing. Okay. if you really pay attention
Starting to look that way. Yeah, it really is.
Realistically,
yeah.
If you break it down, look at the athletes in football. Some of the best athletes in this country are Black, and they are essentially owned by rich white men. So you tell me if that's just not a type of slavery, a modern day slavery. So yeah, they make a lot of money and they perform and they're living their dream, right? But how many of them end up bankrupt because they're, you know, misguided, or, you know, they eat up this, you know, the limelight of it all, and they only have a few years of glory before their bodies give out. I mean, I honestly think football is slavery. Rich white men own these people. It's
And I guess you could say that about baseball too. I mean, all sports.
The NFL, the NBA. I'm so like not
basketball. Yeah.
Basketball, right?
It's definitely a possibility. But if you look at, I'm not a big like. I don't really. If I knew somebody that played a sport, okay, I'd watch the game. But like, and I'm pretty athletic. Sorry, I'm just being honest. Like I was good at all sports, but I don't know those people. So why would I care about who wins a team? Like, because people are like, oh, are you a Steelers fan because you're from Pittsburgh? And I'm like, no, I don't care. I've never watched a full game of football in my entire life. No. Ever.
You want to know?
And I never probably won't. So, yeah.
Guys, a funny thing about me is that I wrestled in high school.
Oh my God, that's great. That is so amazing. I did kickboxing. So I was belts.
Strapped. I did that later. I did wrestling in high school, and then I turned 17 and I started training an American Top Team in Coconut Creek with jiu-jitsu and MMA.
Do you have the ears things in your ears? Because you know how
wrestlers... No, because my mother made me wear headgear so I wouldn't get the cauliflower ear, but I love it.
My neighbors were Navy SEALs, all of them. They all made the SEALs, and they were all wrestlers. And they all had the ears that were, yeah.
Cauliflower ears. It's from getting mashed into the mat.
Yeah.
I remember because I got like a little bit of like inflammation, and I was so proud. I was so excited. And my mom was pretty furious. She was like, that's disgusting. You'll never get a husband.
That's amazing. Yeah. Everything I did, I quit. Like I kicked myself for not going through with tennis. When I was 12, I was beating girls that were like 16 and 17. And, you know, I just didn't care. Like I would be like, Like, anytime I got forced to do something, I didn't want to do it.
Right, exactly. As soon as it's not your choice anymore, you're like, oh, I refuse.
Now I kick myself. I'm like, why didn't I do that? Like, right. What was I thinking?
Someone said fireman hold. It's called fireman carry.
So what else are we going to talk about? Should we just let's go through the signs?
Let's move through the readings. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to pull some cards for everybody.
When can we get Cliff back on?
Whenever you can. So we have to see it. So somebody asked if we can just start with Pisces. So yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it reversed.
What?
Somebody asked if we could start with Pisces.
All right.
Heidi's the Pisces moon. Jenny's a Pisces rising. I did a lot of Pisces today readings. That sounded horrible. I did a lot of Pisces today. Yeah. Okay. This is for Pisces.
Okay, Pisces. Oh, my heart is like racing.
Why?
Because I'm a Pisces. Honestly, it is anytime I read, and I don't read for myself all that often because it's my suggestion to readers to sort of, if it's a very emotional subject or an emotional issue that you're too close to, your emotions can muddy up the message. The tarot in particular will reflect to you your fears a lot of the time, only if you're not neutralized enough. And in my case, I can admit that with a lot of emotional issues, personal issues, I'm too emotionally charged to draw an accurate reading. So that's why I talk to Heidi, or I wait. I would suggest really highly emotionally charged issue, wait. Don't do it right after you get off the phone with somebody and you're arguing, and then pull some cards angrily. The tarot will reflect to you your fears and your emotions regarding it, and it'll look pretty dismal. So just wait.
The rods do that too.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're not answering me that. Yeah. My rods do not like to answer me questions for me. They don't think it's nice. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through all the signs and okay, you going to start, Jenny? Okay, real quick. So if you're new and you're watching this, I always say go by your rising sign or moon sign, but whatever you want to go by, rising sign, moon sign, sun sign, Western way, Vedic way, who cares? Just like think of what you want to be today. I don't care if you're not even a Pisces. You could just say you want to be a Pisces, and this message is going to and send that vibe, and that's probably the message you'll get if you're watching live. Okay, that's what I like to say. Okay, so Jenny, did you pick?
Not yet. Just a second. I'm trying to remove myself.
Okay.
And feel nothing.
King of Swords reversed.
Okay. Prince of Discs, upright. So there's a lot of, whenever we pull court cards are the most difficult cards in the tarot to define unless there's all kinds of what are known as satellite cards that indicate what's going on with it. So this could be a mentality, an idea, an actual person, a facet of the personality. The Prince of Discs is a hard worker, very, very stubborn, very aggressive. This is not me, so I can tell you that right now. I'm certain.
So the Hierophant we have.
Okay.
The Knight of Wands. And the Seven of Cups reversed.
Right.
So something's having a shake up here, I would say, with like your structure, imbalance, things like that. So could be too much work, could be too much sex. I don't know, something. There's an imbalance of something going on is how I would look at that and what I would say. And going by what's going on in the chart a little bit too, that it also could be that.
Yeah.
What do you?
All right, Pisces, listen. I have the Ace of Cups, which is wonderful, okay, because this is about new relationships, emotional renewal, the start of something that makes you feel emotionally fulfilled. The Ace of Cups is a wonderful card to pull during an astrological alignment like this, because this is the beginning of emotional renewal. We also have the Fool and the Lovers. So what's interesting about these cards is that the Fool is all about the start of a journey, very much like the Ace of Cups. So this to me looks like the start of a relationship. The Lovers, the Fool, taking chances. This is all about taking risks, taking a jump, even though it seems crazy. The Fool is the craziest, most childlike and enthusiastic card in the deck.
Open your heart. It says open your heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it. They're talking about trannies right now.
Let's wait. Like, what if we should pull a card for good old Dylan, our buddy? Poor Dylan.
Oh, Dylan just needs some love.
I know, Dylan, poor guy.
Yeah. I told my husband, I was like, babe, they're calling me a man on YouTube. He was like, I want to get on there and be like, I saw a child come out of this. So yeah, definitely not a man, folks. Sorry if that was TMI, but I mean, whatever. I am a mother, so. Yeah. But these days,
I wish I could just say whatever I wanted, because I was about to say something totally horrible, but I'm not saying it because I have to be on good behavior now. So, because we never know who's watching. All right, so Aquarius. This is for Aquarius.
Okay.
Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, or so I'm going to say Pisces. Obviously, that was relationships. Something's going on with relationships. That was our final conclusion.
Like if you think childbirth is gross, like you're weird.
Big relationships. So guys,
vagina.
Okay, Aquarius. Let's go with Aquarius.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Wow, this is weird. I just pulled the same 2 cards that oh my God, the same 3 cards that I pulled. I didn't show 2 of the cards for Pisces. What the hell?
That's good. That's the message wants to keep coming. Okay.
King of Swords reversed. Money. Lots of money going on. The Aquarius.
Okay. I have the King of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Discs. This is great. Aquarius. Okay, 7 of Swords. We're talking about theft, people taking things, saying things behind your back, stealing your ideas. The Knight of Cups can be a little bit trusting. Okay, so Aquarius, this looks like a warning to be very protective of your intellectual property, of your actual property. I can't see that.
Deceit.
That's what this is. The 7 of Swords is deceitful. This is watch out. This is definitely a warning, Aquarius, to guard yourself, guard your energy, guard your actual things, your ideas. Your 2 of Discs also is changes. So it has a lot to do with work and locations, like offices, like literally like office space. So somebody in the workplace, like taking credit for a really good idea, or like some kind of like aggressive email exchange. And the Knight of Cups, again, as an archetype, he is very sensitive, very empathetic, emotional. He can also be very trusting. I do know a couple Aquarians that have been, they want to see the best in people, and they end up being really disappointed.
Yeah, well, Aquariuses, they, in my opinion, they are very kind of cold. They want this like superficial friend relationship. And, you know, so they can kind of toss people for their own, you know, sometimes superficial ideas. And I'm not like hating on Aquariuses, because I tend to be attracted to Aquariuses for some strange reason. But, you know, they're easily like, see you later. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, don't I have an Aquarius, something in Aquarius?
But like for you, for an Aquarius, you have what's in your, yes, you've got all that fun 12. That's your 12th house, Jenny.
That's why I'm like,
yeah. So
my ideas, I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay,
so watch out for people, deceit. And this is just for the eclipse time. So I'd say give this like 2 weeks after, until the next one. So we'll do a next one for the next eclipse.
Okay. When is the next eclipse? Do you know?
Soon. It's at the end of the month.
That's why it's super moon or blue moon or blood moon, because it's 2 in 1 month. Unbelievable.
All right. Then who do we have? Then we have Capricorn. Capricorns.
I love Capricorns. They're so opposite of me.
I like Capricorns too. I like to have them in my life because they ground me.
Don't pay attention to the comments, Heidi.
Like, why do you guys even watch? I just don't understand. If like you're gonna sit here and hate,
why are you even here?
Like, why are you here? Go away. Okay, it's just easier. Okay, Capricorn. Page of Cups, Justice, upright. And when Heidi pulls an upright card, then usually that's positive. That's how I look at that.
Right, because most of her cards are reversed.
Most always are reversed. We're going backwards, guys, actually. So we started at Pisces and we're working our way backwards. So I'm going to say this, Justice, obviously, so could come to, and that's what's happening too. If you look at Law and Order, that's Capricorn too. When I look at the Justice card, I just see Capricorn, but then I have the Chariot reversed. It's kind of like, which side are you going to choose, the good or the bad, you know? The best way to find your Vedic sign is to go on to Joni Patri's site or go to Ernst Wilhelm's site. There's apps that you can use.
They're
like,
awesome.
Yeah, for sure that there's apps, but Joni Petrie it's going to use the same calculations that I use. No, I'm not. I'm a Scorpio rising, I'm a Pisces moon, and I'm a Leo sun. But Western way, I'm a Sagittarius rising, Aries moon. What's the sun? Oh, it's Virgo sun. But I do have Venus in Virgo.
I don't like that at all for you. I feel like that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm so not a Sagittarius either.
Okay. I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry, you guys. This moon has me my energy is so zapped. Just not myself at all today. I apologize, folks.
Yeah, another thing the eclipse will do is make you tired. So Capricorn.
Okay, so I pulled the Fortune card, the Moon, and the Nine of Wands. Now, the Moon and Fortune card together, these are really great cards for change, because the Moon, especially working in tandem with the Fortune card, the Wheel of Fortune card, this is a really great catalyst for change. Now, the Fortune card invites us to check our priorities, and when we're talking about this card, we're looking at things shifting, all things shifting in our lives. It's a wheel, okay? The wheel of life keeps spinning. It doesn't stop for anything or anybody. Life goes on. Karma will play out no matter what. And the moon acts as a catalyst in so many cases. It acts as it shines the light on the shadow. It brings out that which is hidden, okay? And so this is a really great opportunity for Capricorn to take a look at their hidden desires, what it is that they really, really want to do, and to set their intentions and check their priorities. What is it that they really want? And that sort of honesty there is difficult. It's really hard to be honest with ourselves sometimes. It's even harder to be honest with, the people around us. When you can't even be honest with yourself, how are you going to be honest with the people around you? And so the Nine of Wands is about that last great challenge, that last big, event that sort of brings everything to light. And this is a challenging card, okay? This is about the willpower. What's interesting, I wanted to show everybody really quick that the imagery on this card is really beautiful. We have the sun and the moon, okay? And so again, this is like the cycles of life and the willpower. And it ultimately is, it says right there, it is a card of strength. All right. So this is the strength that it takes to be honest with yourself. Is one of the hardest things in the world to do, is to own your power, is to own who you truly are, and not be afraid of it.
Yeah. Some romance issues too. I'm going to say Capricorn, new beginnings. I think you need to open up those walls that sometimes you build up.
How many decks do you use, Heidi?
As many as I feel like I want to.
I only own 3 and I only use 1.
So I use these, but I don't tell anybody I use these because I read them differently. But then I like the oracle cards for messages but I read with what I do. I use the cards with my transits, and it just confirms one extra, yes, this is. So when people are sitting here talking about the signs, okay, so just real quick, your rising sign, that's why you need your time. So your rising sign, you have to have your time of birth. It can change every 10 minutes, it can change your entire birth chart. So I go by my rising sign, Scorpio. Vedic astrology is a sign behind. Typically, everybody thinks their sun sign is what's important. Where the sun sits in your chart is definitely important, but your sun sign, your rising sign and your moon sign is way more important. Your sun sign is where it's your soul, where how people see you at work. That's how I look at that. And it tells you about your father and your status, government status, fame, karma, stuff like that. Okay. So, because how many babies were born in January that would make somebody a Capricorn? A lot. So how can you go by your sun sign? It doesn't even make sense. The moon changes every 2.5 days. Your ascendant changes every 2 hours, the rising sign. So, and I use nikshatras. We should do, you know what? Next time we're going to do nikshatras. That's going to be fun. We're going to start doing that. Okay. Yeah, 27 nikshatras instead of, that's good though. That you can go by your moon nakshatra. That's a great idea. That's something I'm going to start on this channel. Just decided, trademark that, because we are going to do the 27 nakshatras readings. That's going to be great. Okay. So now Sagittarius. This is only for a few weeks, so don't like get all freaked out either. Oh my gosh, look at that. How cute.
Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute. There's nothing cute about Sagittarius, I have to say. They're the least cute of the zodiac. They're so serious.
They're really not serious, but sometimes they are. Depends what nakshatra you have it in.
My father is a Sagittarius.
He's probably not a Sagittarius.
Right.
You see? That's the point. Oh, that's the point. Oh my gosh, something's in my eye. Sagittarius. Mine looks like, you know, I would say what I take of this is maybe somebody from the past, relationships, somebody's coming back in your life. Could be.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to say?
Well, I have an emotion card. I have the 4 of Cups, the luxury card. So this card could come up to indicate somebody revisiting, like somebody from your past coming up. And you know that honeymoon phase, when you like are reintroduced to somebody, or you get back together and, you know, changes have happened and you guys sort of recognize in each other these awesome qualities, and you spend this period of time together where you just enjoy all kinds of fun, right? But it's not long lasting. It's kind of an illusion, right? But we also have the Hermit. All right, now the Hermit invites us to internalize everything and sort of take a break from big social events. Sagittarians in particular, I think they can do really, really well in social environments for short periods of time, because they're so smart and they're so like freedom loving that people are attracted to them, so they can do well in social situations. But they actually grow the most and evolve the most when they have their freedom and their space and that time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I were to put all these 3 cards together, because I also have the 9 of Discs, which is a physical card. This is a card of physical gain. And there's a lot of Virgo in that card.
And so is the Hermit. The Hermit is the Virgo.
Okay. Well,
so it could be a Virgo coming back. I pulled the spirit animal card for you guys. Sorry, I don't really know what that means, but that's the card. You might connect. You might resonate and express your creativity.
Hey, I mean, listen, Virgo and Sagittarius, I think they do really well together in relationships. But Heidi has some thoughts on that.
Okay, so
one of these days we should do a compatibility show.
That'll be fun.
We should do that.
Yeah.
You guys, we're going to use this particular episode as an opportunity to just start to get ideas, because as you can see, neither one of us went into this with a plan this evening. We just knew we wanted to do a show. We wanted to talk and like have a good time. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas and suggestions for things that we can do with the cards and astrology, let us know, because we are open to new techniques.
So trust your vibes too. Get creative, trust your vibes. Somebody could come back from the past. Make sure it's balanced. Okay, Scorpios.
Okay. I love Scorpio. Love you, Scorpio.
I love Scorpios too.
My absolute favorite. I don't know why I love Scorpio so much. They've been my best friends, and such a deep, deep connection with Scorpio. Such great people. They get me. 52 card pickup. I would lose my shit if my cards just exploded. Like, I have dropped my cards on occasion all over the place, and I get so fuming mad.
Oh my God. Something had to fall out. Jesus, God.
Your favorite.
My favorite.
Oh, goodness.
The Hanged Man, but it is reversed. So 3 of Cups and the Emperor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sucks for you guys.
Go to bed, Scorpio. Just get under the covers, take a nap, drink some water. You'll feel better in the morning.
I'm gonna go with Sagittarius. I'm gonna be a Sagittarius this week.
Sagittarius today? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Today I was a Sagittarius.
You can choose, you guys. You can always choose.
Can. Okay, so obviously, guys, there's some stuff going on with the Scorpios, the Scorpio energy. I would say possibly some shady people in your life, end ruin, end like endings of, I don't know, partners, business partners, maybe groups, networks. Maybe you got to change some groups and networks. Get rid of some trash.
Trash.
8 of Cups reversed.
Indolence, walking away.
There's a lot going on with you guys are leaving something behind, but we're good at that, so don't worry. You'll be fine.
Scorpio. All right. Yikes. So there's a lot of lessons all right, so I have the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords is not the most ideal card that you want to draw, because what it represents is an intellectual sense of hitting a wall. You don't have any more. It's a card of defeat. This is Venus in Aquarius. Again, so this is just like, that feeling of having nothing else, nothing left. Okay, you've lost. And it feels like it's a loss. But on either side of the 5 of Swords, Scorpio, we have the Art card, also known as Temperance, and the Sun. And these are 2 wonderful cards, and these invite us to look at the lessons that we learn in defeat, because some of the most powerful and long-lasting lessons that we learn, the lessons that propel us into our soul evolution, come from these horrible defeats. It's very fitting with the moon right now. It's like you feel like you've lost, you feel defeated. But in that defeat, you learn so much more about yourself. And you're able then, as time passes and the smoke clears, you're then able to sort of pick the pieces up and see a clearer picture of how to apply what you've learned and just not make the same mistake again.
Yeah. Okay. So self-love, open up your heart, do healing to, that's Scorpios have so many like wounds and scars.
Scorpios do. Scorpios are very deeply, I've noticed a lot of torment with Scorpios, but it's almost like it's an honor and a privilege, because you don't get to a level of emotional depth without experiencing some kind of pain or torment in life. It's like a prerequisite. You have to go through the fire in order to glow like that. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about Scorpios. I love Scorpios.
Well, and they've gone through so much, like at first people think Scorpios are these like traumatic, horrible people, manipulative people. They're not, as long as you don't mess with one. Just keep them on. You want them on your good side, because they'll fight for you. They'll do anything for you. They will be as loyal, but you cross them,
and that's it.
That's when it's done. And it's not even that they're crazy. They will make sure it's over. Like there's nothing. Right. Like I set up my ex-husband with my friend's sister and my ex-fiance with my best friend. That's how done I am done when I'm done.
That's how done she is when she's done.
Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, by the way, somebody asked us what our time frame was. When I'm pulling these, I was looking at the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Don't think too much into it, guys. Like, don't let this like ruin your next 2 weeks. Like,
no.
Look at this just like to give you some guidance for the next 2 weeks. Don't think this is going to be like,
right now.
Yeah, this is whoever's listening, whatever you feel like you connect to. You can't take these tarot things too seriously when we're doing them just for like the random signs, unless you're getting a tarot reading. So, okay. I wish I could not feel sick right now.
The Golden Report. I am not adorable, okay? I am an extremely intimidating force of nature.
All right, Libra.
Libra. I like Libra too.
Libra is my 12th house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have Saturn there. So you can just imagine how I feel about Libra.
Oh, Lord of mercy. I want to do a reading for Miss Cleo, the late Miss Cleo.
Yeah?
Remember Miss Cleo?
All right, Libras. Well, I think, you know, some caring connections. This is a good card. Some relationships, but maybe some unhappiness in the family. But it looks like there could be some reconnects. And, you know, Jupiter's in your first house right now. So it's good for relationships, especially if you're a female. You know, if you have Jupiter somewhere coming into that part of Jupiter is in Libra right now per Vedic astrology. So, yeah, Chariot, Seven of Swords, though reversed. So I think all of these cards are reversed too. So that's good. Meaning like you're coming out of that, you're turning things around. So I think it's actually changing. Like opportunities are coming in. That's what I intuitively feel too. When Jupiter is in it's good. It's good. So this is, Libras are getting a break right now. So, all
right.
What do you have? Did you already do it?
Yes, I did. So, okay, Libra. Interesting. So I have the Princess of Discs, the Six of Discs, and the Seven of Wands. Very interesting because my experience with Libra is that they're not the most emotionally based or emotionally central signs. They can be very focused on material matters, logical matters of the mind, matters of the willpower. The Princess of Discs, she's practical. She is family oriented as an archetype. You know, that's what she is. The Six of Discs, also, this is about being very business oriented, focused on work, focused on the career, focused on domestic matters, very domestic energy here. And so there's a lot here about doing what you're supposed to be doing for the sake of doing what you're supposed to be doing. So not necessarily what you really want to be doing, but what you know is the right thing to do. So you're just going to do it. And that always comes up with the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is the card of the social conscience. This is how people view you. So this is like staying where you're not exactly the happiest, but it's where you're needed the most. So you stay. Okay. And doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And so I think this is sort of, and also with the presence of the princess, that's a feminine aspect. So this is what makes me think that this has a lot to do with family, domestic issues, children, creating income, providing for a family, providing for, you know, people that are dependent on you. Maybe it's not children, but maybe it's people that need you. And sort of giving, being charitable, doing the right thing. Libras, in my experience, are very political. They can be very fair. They're really good messengers. But
they tend to be very liberal. You know, they do. Like, but yeah, so that most people that are like independent, liberal, they're not always like liberal, but they are all about fairness. You know, they want, now, you know, it depends on what kind of planets you have there. This is sometimes, I think, when the crookedness comes in, just like it's the same on the other side as well. So. Yeah.
All right.
And take some time to breathe. Maybe you need a vacation, Libra.
I do need a vacation. Thank you, Heidi. Yes, I
do. Okay.
I just wanted to say, somebody had a really great suggestion. They said we should do a compatibility show with sexy cards.
Did you ever see my cards that are like that?
No.
Oh my God. Yes, I should
do that. I think that's a really good idea. I would love to do that.
Let me tell you, these are for Dylan. I should send them to Dylan. Okay.
Oh, Dylan, we love
You're ready to see this? This is crazy. So I accidentally got these cards. Oh God. Dylan's gonna get on this one.
Wait, you accidentally?
Yeah, I swear to God. Well, because let me show you the box. Hold on. The box is this, okay? And they said,
oh, that looks sexual to me. I don't know.
Okay, well, I didn't. I just went in there. This is the first time I ever went to a store like that. I just grabbed all these cards and just kind of rolled out. I thought they were like love cards, okay? Here, this is what they said. By Lori Walls. But I missed the erotica part, okay? Tarot erotica.
Erotica. How do you miss that?
I don't know. Ready?
Oh, wait. Are those? Okay.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the two of rods.
Oh my God, it's the two of rods. I can't.
That'll be our Valentine's Day special. I'm telling you, these are crazy. Like if you saw some of these things, you would just not even know what to do. I mean, they are pretty provocative.
Can I see? I want to see.
Tell me which one you want to see.
I want to see.
How did we get so distracted on this?
I want to see the Six of Cups.
Okay.
You have to find it. I don't like that particular card that you showed me at all. But somebody said barfing.
Seriously, isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh.
That was pretty
good. I'm not even going to show you the Two of Swords because you'll just like we might have underage people here.
Right. This segment is not children friendly at all.
Yeah.
The Two of Rods. That's actually really clever though. That's hilarious.
Oh my God, these are so crazy. Like
hilarious. Yeah, Six of Cups is the sexiest of.
Can you see? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get
I want to see it again. Show me again.
Wait, hold on. No, I'll find you a better one.
Was that?
Oh, that's interesting. This woman, whoever made these cards, like I haven't looked at them in oh my God, you don't want to see that one. We'll get a little upset. Hold on. I'm gonna get you
censored. That's so funny. I love it.
Oh my God. How did this happen? How did we get on this topic?
Well, because we're gonna do a compatibility show. I might order those cards.
Are you serious? You can have them. I will send you them if you want them.
Want them.
No, I don't want them. They're weird. I don't know. They're a little weird. Hold on. What did I was looking at for you?
The Six of Cups. I want to see the Six of Cups. Because to me, that's the most sexual card that I can.
Look at the Eight of Cups.
The Eight of Cups. Wait, is that what I think it is?
A horse, yeah.
Bestiality. That's gross.
I know. They're crazy. I'm telling you. I showed you a mild one.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well.
Hey, look at the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
That's really, really funny.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. So now that we totally made this an R-rated show.
I know. Seriously, it's so crazy. Guys, one day I'm going to make a show. I'm going to show you these after Jenny because you're going to be like, oh my God. Because some of them, those were mild that I just showed you.
Right.
Lori Walls. Go Google it. It's quite an interesting card. All right. So where were we at? Oh God.
We just finished Libra.
Libra. So then Virgo. Did we finish Libra? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We need to do Virgo.
Okay, Virgo. Virgo.
I can't get over the Two of Rods. Like I can't stop seeing it. That was like
that was Virgo's needed I needed a cool Virgo.
You need a freaking double-sided dildo. That's what that looked like. That's exactly what that looked like to me.
This show is so bad today.
It was two double-sided dildo.
Oh my God. Okay. Judgment reversed, Page of Wands reversed, Star card reversed. So, Jenny, you pick yours and let's put a story together.
Okay. Let's recalibrate now. No more rods. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Was that Wendy's idea to do a compatibility one? Was that her?
I don't know.
Wendy, was that your idea? It totally would have been. She's the one that made me bring that that deck out last time.
I love it. Listen,
Wendy's a little she's a little, you know what I mean? Just a little wild one.
A little spitfire. Wow.
Virgo, come on. Let's go. Virgo.
Neither Heidi nor myself is scared of a little bit of erotica. Okay, Virgo, listen. So we have the 7 of Discs, the 9 of Wands, and the Lust card, which in other decks is known as the Strength card. Virgo, in my experience, they are strongest when they are tapping into those creative resources that are not actually that natural to them, because Virgo is, in my experience with Virgo, not one of the most imaginative or sort of watery people. Okay, so, and the Lust card invites us to look at very creative, sometimes unconventional solutions. Okay, and it's a little bit messy. It's not traditional. Like, you can't fit it into a box, and so for Virgo, that's uncomfortable. But the 7 of Discs is also about financial issues, being really worried about things like where you're going to live, maybe your car's broken down, you have all these unforeseen financial expenses or unforeseen blockages that have a lot to do with material things. So it could be, like the job, or, even a thing on your physical body, something about the physicality that you weren't expecting. And so this makes Virgo uncomfortable. Unplanned things make Virgo uncomfortable because Virgo loves to plan. Virgo loves to compartmentalize. But this is a challenge for you right now. And this invites you to be really creative. And that, that's not, in my experience, that's not a strong point for Virgo, is to be messy and unconventional.
Yeah. And you might have some, you thought something was going to be a certain way, a certain outcome, and then basically it's not going to work out what you thought. So you might have to release something, an idea that you had, reevaluate something, maybe something with an Aquarius, if it has to do with a relationship. Yeah. Aquarius, Virgo, and who else was a big relationship sign?
Big relationship sign?
Yeah, that we talked about today, that said they're going to have some heavy. Sagittarius, was it? Sagittarius?
First one that we did. Pisces.
Oh yeah, Pisces.
Duh.
Leos.
I love Leos too. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with a Leo. Like, I wouldn't want to be married to a Leo. But
Leos aren't bad. They're not bad to be in relationships with.
I think they make ideal business partners. You want a Leo on your team. Everybody needs a Leo in their life, I think.
Nerves. No, Leos aren't bad. God, these crazy trolls. All right, Leos. What do you have?
Let's see. What do you have?
The Moon. The Knight of Cups reversed. The 8 of Pentacles. So, Leos really need to watch out for people behind their back. Right now, they have kind of an activation of the hidden enemies. So, all this hard work, don't fall for anything. watch out for deceit. That's in the workplace. Yeah.
I have the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Discs, and the 10 of Wands. Now, 10s to me right now are indicating this sense of something being wrapped up. Okay, especially we also have the presence of the 9, which is like the ass end of something. Okay, so like if it's an issue, it's the end of it. Okay, or very, very close to the end of it. Then the 10 of Cups is also about satisfaction. Okay, reciprocal relationships, feeling fulfilled, feeling satisfied. But here's the thing about Leo. Here's the thing for you to understand right now is that there may be this theme. Whenever I see the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands together, this is that feeling of like, no matter how perfect things look and how good things are, you're always going to find something wrong with it. You're always going to find something else to strive for. And it's this issue of not being satisfied with the money. You're not satisfied with the money. You're not satisfied with the partner. You're not satisfied with your body. You're not satisfied with your circumstances, even though they're perfect and probably better than everybody else's. Status conscious Leo needs to be very, very careful that they are not trying to strive for this completion that they'll never get to. 2 10s and a 9. That's like you're
I have
almost
the 10 of Pentacles reversed too. I pulled that. And I also have the Queen of Pentacles. So what you're just saying, I think definitely relates.
Yeah, I mean, very materialistic, very focused on the image, very focused on having the best stuff or having this ideal vision. Okay. And the thing is, sometimes your vision is so grand. And you Leos are very motivated to actually produce it. We're not saying Leo lives in a fantasy, but what we're saying is that it's the journey, not the goal. And if you focus on that, you may be able to experience more feelings of satisfaction because, if you always want the next thing, when are you going to be happy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, for Leos, they really need to use their creativity. So always, because if they're not make sure you're making healthy choices as well. Trust your inner voice. Okay. And spiritual gifts. Leos have so many like intuitive spiritual gifts, certain parts of Leo do, but they worry too much about what everybody thinks. This is so me. We have an ego. We don't want we don't want to hear oh, your show sucks, right? That's why it's really like getting over that fear is, quite empowering. So look, I go live every time. I don't even edit anything. And I don't really care anymore. And it wasn't like that at first. I was, and I still get pissed off at the trolls, but, regardless, that's just me and I'll never stop. So that's a Leo. And I think they really need to just use their creativity and not really care about what anybody thinks. And that's my best message to you. But watch out for thieves, like I said before, because there's, it's definitely. All right, so Cancer. I'm a Scorpio rising, I'm a Pisces moon, and I'm a Leo sun. So somebody just said I thought you were a Scorpio.
Okay. Cancer. Also, this full moon is in Cancer, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Cancer.
Okay. All right, Cancer. A lot of feminine energy here. But the thing about the Cancers is that being a water sign, water being a feminine element or a feminine expression, it makes quite a bit of sense here. I have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Magician. Now, I love this. I really love this because this is all about enacting changes, undergoing new challenges that are not easy at all, especially for a Cancer. Because Cancer, in my experience, well, it really depends. But for those of you that are vibing with that Cancer energy right now, there's an emotional vulnerability, a kind of emotional rawness taking place right now, that you're so exposed and your emotions are just so out there. There's almost this like crazy kind of courage that you derive from being completely exposed and completely raw. When you have no more secrets, you have nowhere else to hide. There's nothing else, there's nowhere to run. You have no more excuses. There is a beautiful and unmatched power that comes from that kind of vulnerability. And this is a point in time, as the Queen of Cups is this emotional being, very feminine. This is a time for Cancer to undergo these challenges that are very uncomfortable. They're very difficult to do, but they're absolutely necessary. And the Magician is what helps you bring these ideas, these crazy ideas, this crazy concept of change into action through skill. The Magician is the most skilled of the arcana. He is the tradesman. He's the worker. He has been doing the same thing with his hands for many, many years. All right, so these are metaphors for strategy, for manifestation. And so Cancer, it looks as if there's a challenge that you really should not or cannot avoid to undergo anymore. And this is a beautiful thing. The emotional rawness that you're experiencing with this moon, it is not your weakness. It is your superpower. Because once you're exposed, that's it. Your shadow's there. And it's a powerful, powerful thing.
Seven of Swords, Devil.
Wow.
Nine of Swords. So wow. For my message is that you're going through some turmoil, deceit, endings, endings, with relationships, business, anything. I mean, you have right now Rahu in your first house, shaking it up. So, you know, you have to, and I use the sidereal zodiac, just so you know, if you're new and just chiming in. So Rahu's in Cancer. This whole eclipse. Yeah, there is no questions. This doesn't have to do with the relationship. So for my
relationship, but it really kind of all fits, because the catalyst that brings people to that place of emotional vulnerability, that only comes from being lied to, being taken for a ride, being deceived, and you know, and secrets, the exposure of secrets. There's never been a more vulnerable point in your time when you're just completely exposed. But once you're there, that's it. It's like you just hit rock bottom with everything. The only where to go from there is up.
This is the only where to go. You need some spiritual support.
Yeah.
And don't hate meditate. Now is the time to really, for Cancers, to connect to that Kundalini energy though. So really time for that. Huh?
Okay. I said, does that mean have sex? Have really good sex?
No, I mean third eye stuff, but sure, you want it to be that.
Be responsible. Just wrap it up.
All right. So then we've got Gemini. Rahu, Ketu, when I talk about them, it's the north node to south node. Ketu is the south node. It's isolation, loss, outcast, spirituality, letting go. There's a lot of things. Rahu's more of like the Ketu is your past. It's your past life. So, you know, it's moksha. So wherever Ketu sits in your chart, you've already achieved it. Where Rahu sits, north node, that's what you're here to, you don't have any experience. So you're here to learn. Example, I have Ketu in my first, Rahu in my seventh. So I'm really good with being alone, horrible in relationships. Okay, great example. So I don't have experience there. So what you're supposed to do is to learn how to have a balanced, healthy relationship. That's how that works. And relationships, and not just relationships, it's like relationships with everybody. Not because it's so easy for somebody like me to hide in a cave and not come out because I like my own company better than anybody else. So, you know, for me, that's what you have to make sure you don't do that and isolate yourself.
Can I tell everybody about the photo you sent me of you as a small child?
Yeah.
Heidi sent me a picture today while I was at work of her. You look like you might have been like 4.
Yeah.
4 or 5. And she's sitting on somebody's lap and there's somebody in like a costume with like a scary mask. And Heidi is looking at this mask so suspect. She's like, oh, please show it. Can you see? Well, it's so bright, nobody can see the expression on your face. But she is so unfazed. She's like, what are you thinking?
Wait, can you see?
I mean, I have it on my phone, but
do you see?
So unamused. You're like, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that guy looking at Frankenstein. Okay, I have that one. My sister sent me this like books of all these things, and it's so funny. Like these this is K2 in the first house, completely like a different person each year. One year I'm a Dracula, the next time I'm a dancer. 1 minute I'm like, I mean, it's just I'm a gymnast. You know, it's just hysterical. I'm cooking things. Like I was just an interesting little child.
It was so funny. That cracked me up. The look on her face, just so unamused. And she's just like,
I wasn't scared at all of anything.
No, not even a little bit. You were more just like annoyed by him.
I was like, really? You're gonna do this right now?
Exactly.
You're gonna bring that face in my face and make me see this thing right now? And I was at Universal Studios, I think.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It was really funny. All
right. Gemini.
Okay, Gemini. Oh boy. All right, Gemini. So a couple things are coming up. I have the 5 of Discs, the Moon, and the 8 of Swords. Now the 8, so the Moon is bringing up a lot for Gemini right now. Okay. Yeah. The 5 of Discs is all about financial worrying about bills, worrying about, you know, this is kind of like, say there's like a group of 5 people and it's 4 people against 1 person, and that 1 person is totally alone but not wrong. So like the concept, the idea of being ganged up on, or at least feeling like you're being ganged up on. And then the 8 of Swords doesn't help matters at all, because this is literally the card of interference. This is the card of all kinds of unforeseen or foreseen things that just sort of blockade you. This could be heavy traffic all week. This could be somebody turning, you don't pay your bills on time because you're so wrapped up with the financial stuff. So being worried about your bills not being paid, being worried about your internet being shut off, or you can't get gas or something like that. So there's a lot of fretting about the next, this week and next week with finances and things just not going according to plan. So Gemini, I just want to just invite you to hold on, because here we have the Moon, which indicates this particular period of time where things are just really heightened and not working out right now, but that will pass. Okay. So it's not like this is lasting. It's happening like that because of what's going on with the Moon. It could be that Gemini is concentrated with what's going with the alignment right now. I would have to look at that. But this isn't so much emotional as it is like practical things just not going according to plan, like annoyances, like bills and traffic and tolls and stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, there's an ending. You got to surrender here. There's a lot of things going on. Gemini, I'm just going to say for you that you're not happy with an outcome of something for sure. Mine really didn't look so much money. Mine looked like more so along the lines of just a scenario. Like maybe it was, you're having all kinds of chaos from me. So I think some Geminis are having just a big issues adjusting to something. People are jealous of them. There could be some arguments, some fights. Actually, yeah, I know a lot of my friends that are Geminis are dealing with this, actually. So, unfortunately.
Who's next?
Focus and meditate and counter blessings, Gemini. Okay, Taurus. My opposite side.
I am freezing. The AC is just going. Oh my gosh, my AC, my water heater, like broke, and my AC was off. And then when it finally turned back on, it's been so cold in here. But they came back in to check on it today, and my dog starts freaking out because they knocked on the door. And knocked on the door, and I'm not gonna like wait, like because I don't care. I didn't think much of it, so I opened the door and I'm in a towel, and they acted like the guy acted like he could not come in. He was like, it was a big deal. And I was like, what's the big deal? Like, just go check it out, you know? But
yes. Real quick, no, I gotta say something real quick because Trisha's live on Leak Project. So if we already did your sign, I suggest you go over there. She's going to be doing free readings over there. I'm pretty sure, maybe. I don't know why I said that, but I think she is. So definitely go see Trisha over there and watch her next. So.
Right. Are they on right after this? What time?
Yeah, they're on now. So that's why I said, you know, if we already did your sign, I'm not doing readings today. It's just not happening today. So, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Taurus. Taurus.
Taurus. Okay. What?
Nothing, I'm just thinking.
It's nothing, I'm just thinking.
I'm just thinking. I've just got all kinds of things running through my head.
Okay. Well, what did you pull?
You go first, and I'll tell you.
Okay. Okay, we have the Eon, the Eight of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. This is all about done. Done, done, done. The Eon, again, this is a decision that has been a long, long time in the making, something that you've been avoiding, most likely, because the things that we avoid tend to come up repeatedly. We can avoid the same issue for 5 years, and it will come back 10 times harder and stronger than it did the last time we avoided it and tried to sidestep it. The universe is funny like that. And then the Eight of Wands is all about the strength that it takes to leave a situation, because this is primarily an emotional card. Cups, obviously emotion, 8 being structure, control. 8s are very masculine. You know, it's interesting. I realized why 8s are masculine. If you turn an 8 on the side, it's testicles. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I'm sorry. You showed me the rods, and I was like,
know, those cards get your mind thinking, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. So also the Ten of Wands, again, oppression, feeling like you're not prepared, you can't do anything, you're caged. It's a very mental feeling. It's not actually about being confined. It's the feeling of being confined in your own life. And so this is about breaking free. Eight of Cups is about breaking free. It also shows us that we really do have the power to exit a situation or walk away, abandon a situation for something bigger and better. It's all about choices right now.
Yeah. This 10 of Wands reversed, 7 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups reversed. Endings.
Wow.
But synchronicity, okay, so on the positive side, synchronicity, the miracle of nature, and like, you know, nature is earth signs, that's Taurus. It's the, I'd say, more materialistic side of earth. But, you know, this is just loved one in heaven, if that could be relating to somebody. So, and take a rest.
I said a sideways 8, not a sideways A. 8 of Cups. 8s are masculine, and they're masculine not because of the testicle thing. It was just something that I noticed. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Card 27, walking away.
Wow.
27 endings, walking away.
Well, full moons are good for that. They're really good for walking away from things.
All right, last one. Best for last this time. This is for Z Golden Report. This is for Z Golden Report. And all the other Aries in the house.
Look, the 8 and the arrows in the D. It looks like a penis.
Yeah.
See, I knew it.
Yeah. Guys, we can talk to the trolls if we want. That we will never change that. Like, if we want to like laugh with them and make fun of ourselves, we will. That's, you know, just because we give them energy, they need friends too, and they need smashed around too. So that's just how we are. That won't ever change.
Okay. All right, Aries. Let's see what we got for you. Wonderful. Beautiful. Wonderful. Awesome. I love Aries right now. I'm happy for Aries right now. Ace of Swords, the Lust card, and the Star card. So, Ace of Swords, again, clarity, cutting through muddiness, cutting through feelings of uncertainty and hesitation. The Star and the Lust card together, these are highly charged cards. They're very feminine, they're very sensual. The Star card has this really great energy of galactic correlation. So people that are really into astrology and divination and sciences, things like that. And yes, those things are intertwined. Science actually does support magic, just not mainstream academic science, okay? And that too is by design. But the Lust card and the Star card, the Ace of Swords, this to me looks like it's all about hope for the future, unexpected help, creative solutions. And the Ace of Swords, again, this is all about the start of something. It could be it's because Aries is the first sign, that's what's being indicated here, is like they're kind of, Aries are definitely these leaders. They have such a pronounced energy about them. You always recognize an Aries. I can always tell an Aries.
Yeah.
Always.
Hard work. I have like, definitely need to come out of that hibernation. That's for sure. You need to, like, things are going to reverse and change for you if you put things to, you know, to action. Like, share your gifts, share your knowledge, share, you know, your emotions, share your ideas, love and accept yourself, and shine your light.
Aries had some good cards today.
Looks like Aries, the only one's gonna have a good week.
Right,
Huh?
Aries, you're the only one that's doing all right today. No, just kidding. Everybody's gonna be just fine. We're all gonna get through this, folks. We're all in this together. That was actually what I said to like a big group of people this morning at work. I was like, listen, nobody knew what the hell I was talking about either. They all looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, it's a full moon. We're all gonna get through this. Everybody hold on to something. But it was very early in the morning. Hopefully I set the tone for everybody's day.
God, yeah, my ears like ringing. It's so weird. It's like,
that's weird.
Yeah. So one last card for them. The Aries Healer of the Ages popped out too. Reverse. So you have a block. You're supposed to be a healer. Okay. And I think that you have a block because something's not working for you. But you have lots of spiritual gifts. You need to really put them to use. And this is the card for everybody for the week, is cultivation. So like I said, like our message has been this entire thing, Manifestation City is a great time right now to do things. If you have ideas, if you have, you know, this is the time to put them to action. If they're, you know, they're good.
If they're good actions.
Yeah, only, like, because if they're not moral and this is where Capricorn will put the smackdown on you. Okay. So the shady ones will eliminate. Survival of the fittest here. Okay. And everybody take a breather. It's not going to be that bad. Everybody just needs to, you know,
relax.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So go check out. Yeah, you can go, Jenny, and I'll say a couple. I think.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tonight. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not entirely myself today. It's been a very strange, interesting day for me. But you know, this was really a lot of fun as always. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Bye, Heidi.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, so we're like Jenny and I don't really have 100% like plans when we do these, and people are asking like, what are we going to be talking about? And, there it's really going to vary. I don't just do Vedic astrology. I do other things, and I bring other people on my channel as well. So my channel is a little bit of everything, and it's not going to be just about Bitcoin and finances. It's not going to be just about Vedic astrology. It's going to be a mix of everything. So just appreciate everything that that comes on here. And we can't do live readings every week like right now, because I have so much going on, guys. And I do want to say I really do apologize that there's such a long wait. I will get back to you when I can schedule you in 45 days. Then I will respond. Okay, I have a full-time career. I don't do just this. So I'm really trying to catch up. So I'm working. I'm just finishing up December readings. That's how busy I was in December. So now I'm working on January, and I will contact you closer to that 45-day wait. And I know it sucks. I'm sorry, but that's the best I can do. I just need more time in the day. So that's all I have for today. And go check out Trisha on the Leak Project. She's a numerologist, and she's one of my good friends. She comes on here a lot. She does live readings with me. So make sure you also check out her channel, Trisha G Numerology. All right, guys, have a good week.